Breaking this morning, a deadly crash shuts down a road in Estero. What we're learning about what happened here.
Plus, a Lee County deputy involved in a crash, where it happened and how it's affecting traffic right now.
And tracking crime where we live, two women are shaken up after a walk along a street in Fort Myers.
Live from Southwest Florida's news leader, this is Wink News Weekend.
Good Sunday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrea Henderson.
And I'm Channing Frampton. It's Sunday, February 17th. We'll have those stories in just a minute. But first, we got to get to meteorologist Brooke Silverang. Kind of hard to see in some places outside this morning.
Yeah, definitely hazy out there on the roads this morning if you're driving or about to drive out there. But hopefully that clears up for us later on.
Yes, we are going to see much better conditions through.
Breaking overnight, a deadly crash shut down part of Three Oaks Parkway. This mangled mess is all that's left of a vehicle that went off the road and then caught fire. It happened near the intersection with Williams Road near Estero High School. Right now, we are working with Florida Highway Patrol to confirm who was inside that car. Standing up to drugs in our community, a group in Punta Gorda is working to educate young people about making healthy choices. Wink News reporter Janae Muchmore is live where they are working to send that message home this morning. And that shooting raises concerns for anybody who works with a large staff. There are warning signs that someone might need help. We spoke to an expert at Florida Gulf Coast University who specialized in preventing workplace violence. She says to look for changes in behavior.
They're not eating and they're not sleeping. They're no longer taking care of themselves. They start using the expression, "I've got nothing to lose." So you need to get help to people before they get to that point.
And if you or anybody you know needs mental health help, we do have a number you can call at the bottom of this story in the Wink News app. Right now, police are looking for thieves who robbed two women. Fort Myers police say someone ran up to a woman and grabbed her purse near De Leon Street around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The man then ran away and police surrounded this area. Just a few minutes before that, another man stole a woman's purse near the corner of Matthew Drive and De Leon Street. He left the scene in a white stolen car, which was found ditched nearby. In both cases, the women were not hurt. Police are investigating if the robberies might be connected. Here's a map showing just how close they were to one another. If you have any information about what happened, call police or Crime Stoppers.
Now, Wink weather on the ones.
It's 7-Eleven Estero Bay, looking kind of gray right now.
Yeah, it's kind of hazy and foggy out there.
President Trump says he expects a battle all the way to the Supreme Court in order to get the money for the border wall. On Friday, he declared a national emergency. The American Civil Liberties Union announced its intention to sue. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and several Democratic state attorneys general say they might go to court as well. The nonprofit group Public Citizen has already sued, asking a D.C. court to stop the administration's efforts. A U.S. plane carrying humanitarian help for people in Venezuela just landed in Colombia, but it's unclear if it's going to be allowed into Venezuela. Supplies are being stockpiled at the request of Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido. The U.S. recognizes him as Venezuela's new leader after he declared himself interim president last month. But the former leader, Nicolas Maduro, has refused to let any help into his country. He thinks it's a plot to disguise a U.S. invasion. A former police officer is caught selling his own department's guns to a pawn shop. Jan Kleiman was arrested Friday. The Hallandale Beach police chief says the 33-year-old sold 15 things to a pawnbroker, including a rifle, a handgun, and several lasers, which all belong to the police department. Now he's facing charges of dealing in stolen property. Right now, Lou Gehrig's disease, also known as ALS, is incurable and affects thousands of lives every day.
What keeps me going is hope.
And I spoke with that man who says he hopes Southwest Florida can find a cure soon.
Played drums all my life.
Trimble McCullough loves making music, but 6 years ago, his ALS diagnosis ended that.
It scared the heck out of me.
And the disease is only getting worse. But he says,
I don't feel sorry for myself.
It's a very complex disease.
Patty Stanko is with a local chapter of the ALS Association. They're organizing a walk at Miramar outlets to raise money and awareness for the disease.
We want to support research, we want to support care for people who are currently living with ALS, and we also want to support our advocacy efforts.
And if you'd like to come out and support them, registration starts next Saturday morning here at the Wink Playland.
It's a great opportunity for families.
An opportunity to raise money for more research
Wash your feet.
and get better medicine for people like McAuliffe.
ALS is not incurable. It's just underfunded.
And he hopes you'll join him in the walk to solve that problem.
And the average age for onset for ALS is 55 years old, and there are only 3 FDA-approved drugs that will help with it. We've posted the information about the upcoming walk with this story in the Wink News app.
Dozens more are sick from some.
Live from Southwest Florida's news leader, this is Wink News Weekend.
It's 7:30 and Wink News Weekend is back. Good morning, I'm Channing Frampton. We're learning new details about a crash on Interstate 75 that killed 2 people, including an off-duty police officer. Florida Highway Patrol says a car going the wrong way crashed into a Miccosukee police officer who was on his way home from work. The crash happened yesterday near mile marker 23 in West Broward County. Officer Stephen Greco and the other driver died. Troopers say first responders did everything they could to try and save that officer.
They did everything they could on scene. He was transported to the hospital, and unfortunately he died. The other person in the other vehicle was pronounced dead on scene.
Investigators are still waiting on a toxicology report to see if alcohol or drugs played a factor in that crash. Well, take a look at this. 2 men caught on surveillance camera breaking into a house in South Florida to steal some things, including one man's mother's ashes. Jake Wetjen says when he got home after his alarm system alerted him, he was heartbroken to see the thieves took his mom's ashes. They also got away with a laptop and a handgun. The crooks were dressed like workers here, and Wetjen says he hopes the culprits are caught.
That's probably why they were wearing the vest they were wearing, so that way they could say they're just doing some kind of work.
The men were also carrying crowbars, as you see here. The sheriff's office is asking for the public's help in finding the thieves.
Now, Wink weather on the ones.
7:41 with this beautiful weather. I'm looking forward to some sand volleyball later today.
Oh, is that your plans for today?
Tentative plans, yes.
Okay. I would complain about not being invited, but I don't think I'm very good at volleyball, so I really want an invite.
You can keep score.
Okay. I can handle that. I got that.
I mean, it's going to be a good day for them.
A middle schooler faces charges after an argument with a substitute teacher. The Tampa Bay area 11-year-old refused to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. That's when Wink News reporter Grady Trimble says the situation got out of control. And the school suspended the boy for 3 days, but his mom says she already moved him to a private school. She wants those charges against him dropped. Well, imagine expecting to attend a brunch event and then you get scammed out of your money. That's what happened to a group of people at the Del Mar Fairgrounds in San Diego. According to the Facebook ad, the event was supposed to be a grand celebration. Some even paid up to $120 a piece for brunch packages, only to show up to an empty ballroom.
This isn't a joke. Is this like a funny,
No, we paid the same amount of money you pay, so there's no joke to it.
To make amends for an event they didn't create, Del Mar Fairgrounds still fed those people who got scammed. Police agencies in other cities are warning others of similar scams.